Good morning. It is April 8th. Happy Friday. Year of our Lord. I get to review Me Puppets, finally. I love the Me Puppets. The Me Puppets are like the Grateful Dead of punk rock. Which, jazz, punk rock, funk, Grateful Dead type, those are like my things, for the most part. And then proggy. Anyway. This is Grateful Dead meets punk rock, kind of. SST signed the Meat Puppets, even though they sound like psychedelic country and like weird kind of guitar instrumentals, not like hardcore punk that you would associate with SST bands. But they signed a lot of these bands. Greg Ginn, the guy who started and wrote all the Greg Ginn wrote the Grateful Dead music. When Greg Ginn started Black Flag, he was a huge Deadhead. So he signed all these post-punk bands. He signed the Minutemen, he signed Husker Du, he signed Sonic Youth, he signed Dinosaur Jr., he signed the Meat Puppets. These are like the Grateful Deads of punk rock. In terms of like, they're the bands who jam, who also have that punk spirit, that amateurism, that experimental quality. That's prominent in very early Dead recordings when they're doing caution feedback to close every show, but sort of goes away. And the punk stuff that's informed by the same influences, to me, these two albums are incredible. I just need to review these two albums, so I'm just going to do that, because I can rant forever about stupid trivia. They were on a bunch of Molly. They had a big bag of ecstasy, or speed, but I think it was some sort of psychedelic speed, or like early Molly, that they were just taking while they were recording this album. They were just like out of their minds. And you can hear that kind of psychedelic euphoria throughout the record. But yeah, it opens right away. Split myself in two. It's a punk rock blues, shreddy, kind of twangy. It's a great opener. It's like you get the shreddy roar like a blues, but it's got that kind of amateurism of punk rock. I love Kurt's playing, his guitar playing, and I also love Chris's bass. Kurt taught Chris how to play, but they have this almost telepathy when they play together that is like the heart of the sound that I love in this band. It's just like the bass and guitar following each other very precisely in these very odd chord changes that sound kind of sloppy. Sometimes they sound like out of tune, but it's beautiful. It's like they're creating new weird chords that maybe don't fit in your normal shreddy rock song, but these odd chords that they hit, this is what's so compelling to me. This is what's reminiscent of, again, like jam, like Grateful Dead. Magic Toy Missing, it's like a delicately picked bluegrass rag. It just demonstrates the breadth of the sonic palette we're working with. And again, I think like opening with like a euphoric blues, and then like a bluegrass rag, and then Lost is like a shuffly old school country rock song, rock and roll blues. Listen to Lost from 2. It sounds like the Grateful Dead. Honestly. This is like 2 chords and like a few lyrical adjustments away from being a Grateful Dead song. Or Borealis is a composed psychedelic instrumental. It's this disorienting psychedelic chord journey, like a jazz or prog thing. They get into some really odd riffs. I enjoy it a great deal. We're Here. It's more simple. Guitar with the odd bridge, those weird Chris chords. I love the vocal harmonies that come in, and then the chords switch into this trippy delayed guitar fragmented solo, and then it's over. It's just guitar psychedelia. Climbing is like a classic country song, save for a few of those curveball, weird Kirk licks. Um, Obviously, these guys were invited by Kurt Cobain to perform on their last show, and I think for good reason. This kind of shows you where the popular post-punk band Nirvana is kind of like trying to pay respects to be like, hey, like there's these other bands that aren't as popular as us that write songs that are just as good, probably better, but at least they have the awareness to like do that and the humility to do that. Anyway, I'm grateful because the way I got exposed to Meat Puppets was through the MTV Unplugged was the first thing I heard, and then I was like, these are like my favorite songs on this record. I need to listen to whatever these songs are. And then you get into Huevos, you get into Live in Montana, you're really getting deep into the pups. But first you gotta start with 2. Then you gotta go to 3, which is Up on the Sun. Anyway, after Climbing, it's like a classic country rock song. And then New Gods is like a fast whoosery punk song first, with lyrics about being in Mexico and only drinking Pepsi because there's no good water. And then like metal Tony Iommi shredding at the end. Oh Me, one of my favorite songs. If I had to lose a mile, if I had to touch feeling, I would lose my soul the way I do. Formulate infinity, stored deep inside me. Then Lake of Fire. Insane, nasally, crazy, screaming vocals. Beautiful, amazing lyrics. Where do bad folks go when they die? They don't go to heaven where the angels fly. Go to a place of fire and pride and see him again till the 4th of July. Screaming, distorted guitar. I love the bridge on this song. That on the yellow moon, way too soon. That part. It's good. I'm a Mindless Idiot. Favorite song on the record. It's just a beautiful rock instrumental, basically. Doesn't sound like anyone or anything else. Just this mix of psychedelia, country, punk, everything, folk, like improv. It's just, I'm a Mindless Idiot is my favorite song on this. Whistling Song is the last song, and it's a nice, straightforwardly bluesy ballad with like a whistle solo, which I want a whistling song to have a whistle solo. Great way to end the record. I have the re-release version, so there's actually a few more tracks. Teenagers I Love. It's the first one that you're like, oh yeah, this was an SST band. They can play hardcore punk. But even this song turns into weird picking psych groove. And then they do a bunch of they do like an alternate, an extended New Gods. Like if New Gods had a longer jam, they do like an alternate or a Borealis. It's pretty interesting. I think you get the point if you just listen to the OG record. Anyway, Perfect 10. One of the great records of all time. Up on the Sun. Perfect 10. One of the best records of all time. I can't figure out what my favorite Meat Puppets record is. I have it between 5. It might be Up on the Sun. Anyway, a long time ago I turned to myself and I said, you're my daughter. Oh, so good. And then when it goes into the bridge of the not too much more, and then it's the up on the sun where it never rains or shines, there's an ocean where the wind never blows, and if you see it finer than the finer reports will show, faster than the finer reports will show, not too much more, It's so pretty. Just a beautiful song. One of my favorite Meat Puppet songs. Maiden's Milk, awesome. It's just a beautiful jazzy instrumental. A little sloppier than jazz. Great whistle chorus. I like a good whistle. Away has a catchy riff. With, the Kurt Telepathy, beautiful chorus. I need to make sure that I don't have the track list up. Yeah, Maiden's Milk, Away. Sun's Life, Up, in between Away. Okay. After Away is Animal Kingdom, which starts with this neat, shreddy guitar solo. And then I love the part where it's like I don't know if this is a bridge or a chorus. It's probably the chorus, where it's like, up in my head, there's an animal kingdom. I am the king of the animals there. But yeah, just a great song. Love the bass breakdown with the Foley animal-sounding noises. Hot Pink, great. I love the odd chorus groove with the weird chords and evolving licks. The verse, chorus, bridge thing, this whole record doesn't feel like it follows that. It feels like it's constantly evolving in a way that reminds me of psychedelic music. It's more improvisational than typical rock music, typical punk music. Swimming Ground. One of their prettiest, catchy, rockin', kind of conventional riffs to open the song. And then the chords, and it's like a psychedelic country song. This could be on 13th floor elevators. Buckethead, next. I don't know if Buckethead got his name from this. It doesn't sound anything like Buckethead, but I don't know. Buckethead, where did you get your name? Did you start wearing the bucket first, and then you were Buckethead? Or did you come up with the idea that you were Buckethead, and then you were like, I guess I have to wear a bucket on my head now? And why did you not wear a bucket hat like the guy from New Radicals instead of an actual KFC chicken bucket? Actually, scratch that. I'm glad that you didn't do that. Anyway. Song. Anyway. Where are we? Buckethead. Yeah, it's like a jangly country rock love groove bridge. Funky, fast. Weird bridge chords. Then the straight funk. You get that bass funk. I like Chris's bass playing. I like Kirk's guitar playing. Returns to the odd bridge verse after these funky, like, composed riffs. Too Real? It's like a mid-tempo kind of rocker. The soloing is more like metal than punk here. The sonic template on this particular song is more metal-ish to my ear than punk. So is Enchanted Pork Fist, which sounds like a fucking Iron Maiden song. Honestly, it doesn't even sound like a Sabbath song. Usually there's a lot of, like, there's some, like, Sonic Youth Dino Jr. that I could compare to Sabbath. There's very little people that are signed to SST that I would say write an Iron Maiden song. But this is like a metal fucking Iron Maiden Steve bassline. Like, it's just... Anyway, the bridge is rocking, composed parts melting into this sloppily outlined, delayed guitar solo bridge, back into the odd verse, and there's a funky little jam develops. Sea whales. Or is it seal whales? Yeah, seal whales. It's great. It's like Aurora Borealis. It's this psychedelia, disorienting groove with these different instrumental parts. It's like a jam. Well, it's like a composed guitar part. It's not probably a jam, but it sounds like solo-y. It's an instrumental. Then Two Rivers. Two Rivers is a little darker, more of the cool harmonics, picking, the delay effect on Kurt's guitar I adore, chugging, kind of, yeah, just like a little dark, rocky number. Then you have the closer, Creator. Creator has this quick riff that sounds like a fucking Grateful Dead song. This band, I think Greg Ginn signed because they were like, oh, this is like punk rock Grateful Dead. This is like the new... I can't, honestly, that's what I would compare it to. If somebody had to tell me what's most musically akin to Creator, it's like, okay, a folky, jammy, psychedelic kind of guitar exploration. Like, who sounds like that? I know a couple bands. Everybody's got some kind of belief about Creator. Some say openly, I don't know, and some build elevators. Trying to build an elevator. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Have a blessed and wonderful day. That's slightly above 15.